Hey everybody. So it's been a while since I've done a live, but I did want to come back on live and just let everyone know that when I do my posts, there's a method and a madness to what I'm posting, and what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to be as transparent and open and honest as I can be about my life and my past and where I am now and where I plan to go. And it's important to me to share that because a lot of people are of the opinion that they're kind of stuck in their life and they don't know how to move themselves forward. And I hear quite often from people that say, I've been stuck in this life for so many years. I don't know how to change. I don't even know if I can change. And so my message is simply, listen, I started over at 58 and 6 years later, I'm in a totally different place. Is my life perfect? It's far from perfect. Is it better? It's so much better than I could have ever imagined it to be because I'm doing the right things. I've learned so many lessons over the years, so many things that I did wrong just because I wanted to avoid the pain, but realizing that I was only inflicting more pain because I wasn't taking action. I wasn't being true to myself. I wasn't being truthful. I wasn't admitting that I needed help. And so I just kind of languished in this horrible, horrible situation, in this horrible, horrible place. And it took me years to come to terms with the only way I'm going to fix me is to come to the realization that I need to fix me and that I am broken. And there are things that I need to do and to change and to make better and take responsibility for. As you do that, as you start to come to terms with who you are and where you've been in your life and what you have done right and wrong in your life, you're in a much better place to move yourself forward. And that's the key. The key is, yeah, you could be stuck for all these years. You could have done the wrong thing for all these years. I will tell you, I have 58 years of mistakes behind me, but they're behind me. I left them behind me. And it's a really hard thing to do. And so I don't want to ever lead anyone to believe that fixing themselves, changing your life is easy. It is a painstaking process that requires you to become vulnerable. It requires you to be honest with yourself. It requires you to come to terms with what you've done wrong for so many years. But the downside of that, the opposite side of not coming to terms with who you are and fixing yourself, is that you continue to stay broken. And the longer you stay broken, the worse things are going to get for you. Addressing your issues, being open and honest with yourself, facing your fears. For me, it was fear for so long. I was so afraid of taking a chance. I was so afraid of trying to move myself forward. I was afraid of everything. I mean, I was this shadow of a person because I didn't want to disappoint anyone. I didn't want to admit that I couldn't do things. I didn't want to admit that I failed in so many things. And yet when you look inside yourself and you acknowledge that you're not perfect, that you tried in your situation to be the best person you can be and do the best that you could, when you understand that, when you accept that, you almost clean the slate. You almost wipe the slate clean to say, okay, that's how it was. It's not going to be like that anymore. It's time to move forward. Sometimes you can do it alone. For me, I had to do it alone because there wasn't this big support system around me. One of the biggest problems that I had was as a result of the divorce, those people that I thought were close to me just scattered like flies. They were gone. So that support network that I had for so many years, for the most part, except for my close family, was gone. I didn't have that support anymore. So it was me, and it was sink or swim. How do you want to live the rest of your life? How do you want to spend the next X number of years of your life? And you have two choices. The choice is you can stay stuck where you are. You could be miserable, you could be unhappy, you could be broke, it could be all the negative things. Or you can say, now is the time. This is my moment to make myself better. This is the moment where I can change my life to where I want it to be. The problem is, a lot of people think that it's an immediate switch. You switch it from one position to the X and life changes. It doesn't. I'm 6 years into my moving myself forward. And I knew going into that, when I started the process 6 years ago, that it wasn't going to be easy. When you have 58 years of baggage, it just doesn't go away in a minute. You just don't change that. It's a work in progress. And every day I'm a work in progress. And every day I get just that much better. And that's the goal. There are times when you're going to have setbacks. There are times when it's going to feel like you're right back to where you were because everything you were working on kind of caved in, and you kind of have to start over, and you have to regroup, and you have to rethink about things, and all of that's okay. That growth that you're doing is exactly what you need to do to move yourself forward. It's a lesson learned. And it's a lesson learned because when the old me, when that would happen, when I would crumble, I would just be a mess. I'd just give up and say, screw it, I can't do this, I'm done. Now it's like, okay, what happened? What did I learn from that? What did I do wrong? And how do I make it better the next time? As you change your mindset from fear of failure to accepting failure and moving yourself forward and knowing that it's a learning and a growing process, and that you have to really participate in self-care. You really have to give yourself the grace to accept who you are, who you were, and who you are. You can't just cut the ties and say, forget the last 58 years. I don't want to know that person. No, that person, that 58 years was the stepping stone to get to where you are now. That's what it did. It took 58 years for me to say, the hell with this. I can't do this anymore. I need to change things. And then I started changing things. But again, it's a gradual process. Be patient with yourself. Be kind with yourself. But most importantly, take everything that didn't work for you. For me, I was a massive procrastinator. I lived through procrastination. I would just ignore things. A bill would come in the mail and I would go, I can't even deal with it. And then the next bill would come in, to tear it up. Now it's collection notices. Now it's shutting things off. Now it's all the mess because I didn't open that first piece of paper and take action. Taking action is absolute key. Does it hurt sometimes? Hurts like hell sometimes. But it's every step that you take that moves you a little bit closer to where you want to be. Love yourself every day. Again, I talked about this a lot. I have a very, very defined morning routine. Part of that routine is journaling because I write down my emotions. I write down what I'm thinking. I write down what I'm feeling. I write down the good, the bad, the ugly. I get it all out because when you get all of those thoughts out of your head and put them on paper, that's when life changes in so many ways for you. But the other thing that I do that's so important is that I focus on gratitude. I end every journal every day with 3 things that I'm grateful for. And sometimes people will say to me, my life is a mess. I have nothing to be grateful for. Guess what? You woke up today. You saw the sunrise today. You have another day to fix what's broken. Be grateful for the opportunity to be here because now you have the chance to live the life that you want. Listen, I'm telling you, I felt sorry for myself for so many years. I can't even tell you how many years I felt sorry for myself. When I started to take responsibility for myself, that's when it all changed. Next week, I'm going to start digging in very deeply and very personally into leading up to those 58 years and all the mistakes, all the messes, and then show you how I fixed it to transfer and transition myself into who I am today. I wish you all a really, really good day. I hope you have a great day. If you are struggling with anything in life that you just feel overwhelmed, DM me, reach out, let's talk. I do this because I want to help other people get out of where they are and start living their best life. This isn't about anything more than helping people moving themselves forward. For me, giving back is the key. It is the essence of the goals of what I want to achieve is to help others live their best life. So I wish you a great day today. I'll talk to you later. Thanks so much for being here.